Hi there, we're back with the second part of my comic book haul for April. I think we're about halfway through, and to kick off this second part of this haul, it's another number one by Image, and it is Redneck. And this is an impulse buy. I pulled it off the rack at my LCS, and I kind of regret it because I want to continue the series, and I decided no, enough is enough. Let's continue it in a trade in the future. I kind of like it, this series about this family of vampires in the south of USA owning this barbecue joint, and it's humorous, and I kind of like it, so I will revisit it in a trade in the future. But at least I tried it, and I know that I want to continue it, but not in single issues. Sorry. So the Courier issue 1 out of 5, so it's a mini series concluding in July, and I picked it up because the solicitation sounded cool. It's about this apocalyptic world where trade is basically through these couriers that drive these bikes in between cities called sectors. And the reason these sectors exist, or it's basically people gathered in the ruins of the cities and rebuilt, and these people are basically half of 1% of the Earth's population that survived this virus or plague, and the other half is basically turned into these mutants running around the apocalyptic wasteland, basically. The artwork is a bit sloppy, almost like that they use too much paint on the brush, so it feels very heavy, and yeah, it's not really what I like to see. So I'm a bit disappointed in the art. Hopefully the story will kick up a notch or two and keep me interested. It's too late to drop my pre-order, so I'll conclude the series and hopefully it's gonna get better. Odyssey of the Amazons issue 4 out of 6, so it's another mini-series that will conclude soon, and it's gotten a little bit better. One of the more disappointment I had was that it's very heavy on the narration, where it doesn't really need to be. It still has the same problems, but it's a bit lighter here, and I was a bit disappointed in the way they deliver the story as well. But yeah, it's gonna be done in a couple of issues. Hopefully it's gonna turn out to be a good series in the end, but so far I'm a bit disappointed. The artwork though is good, but the storytelling is meh. So we have The Flash issue 20. It feels and reads like a one-shot, and I hope it feels a bit misplaced since the button event thing going on as well, the crossover event with Batman, and I think that it should have been another choice to go with extending the Sins of the Father story arc into a 3-issue arc instead of 2 issues, and but at least you get some sort of closure here and some sort of a reveal here as well. So hopefully it's gonna play into the next couple of issues after the button event. So yeah, I'm excited to continue the series for the time being. So Curse Words issue 4. Yeah, it's issue 4, and yeah, I kind of like the series, but I have decided to drop it after issue 5. Not because I don't like it. I like the artwork, I like the story, but I need to make some cuts, and I will pick it up in trade paperback in the future, and I hope that this will turn out to be a good franchise for the future, but you never know. It's very colorful, and yeah, Wizards X gets to our plane of existence, I guess, or our Earth, and Wizard is trying to find a way to restore his magic here in our world to defend it against the invasion of this wizard army, I guess. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they conclude the first arc and what they do with the series going into the next arc in July. Batman issue 21, the Button event part 1. I had so many high hopes for this arc, and I got a bit disappointed because it seems that they are trying to drag it out for more than they have story for, I guess. So it's a big fight scene going on throughout the issue, basically, and yeah, so it's basically just one big fight scene throughout the issue, and that's it. So yeah, I'm a bit disappointed in that aspect, but I'm excited to continue this arc. And with the Flash issue 21, we continue it. We get some sort of basically Flash or Barry Allen doing his forensic analysis of the crime scene, or in this case the Batcave. But we don't really get a team up in the investigation thing that I was hoping for. But they do end up using this cosmic treadmill and go through time, I guess, and they end up in what I believe is Flashpoint Batman world, and that's gonna be interesting to see what they do in Batman 22. And I know that the Flash 22 is 1 week delayed. I really don't know why, but I guess they needed some time to write the story in a way that they wanted to conclude the arc. Or maybe this is the artwork, I don't know. But hopefully it's gonna be interesting, and now I need to read more Flashpoint. I haven't read any Flashpoint, so I need to pick up those trades and see what that's all about. Invincible Iron Man issue 6. I really like the series. I like the character of Riri Williams, and in this issue we get different people trying to pull on her or get her to join their factions, so to say. You get MIT wanting her to go to their school and head up their robotics department, and you get Tony or Stark Industries wanting her to continue her research or her work in Stark's old lab, and then you get the Ultimates? No, not the Ultimates, the Champions, and they want her to join their team. So I like this issue. It's a lot of fun. I find myself with a goofy smile on my face when I read it, and sometimes laughing, and I can't wait for this to continue. And if you are waiting for the trade, please do pick it up. It's well worth it. It's a good read, and yeah, I like it a lot. Hadrians Wall issue 6 out of 8, so it's gonna conclude now in June. I really like the series. It's great artwork. The story is taking a different direction after issue 4, and I just really like it. And if you have had any questions about it, it's a good sci-fi series set on a space station / spaceship, and yeah, I think they can build upon this world for future miniseries or stuff like that. So hopefully this creative team will revisit this series, or I will at least continue with them reading what they come up with next, if I find them. But yeah, I really recommend this series for anyone who is into sci-fi and murder mysteries and stuff like that. Extremity, issue 2. I like this. It's written and drawn by Daniel Warren Johnson, and I like the artwork. I like the fantastical sci-fi elements, and it's set in this world where you have these floating islands and these ships that float in the air, and you have these tribes that are at war with each other. And yeah, I really enjoy reading this, and I can't wait to see what they do with the series, or what he do with the series for the future. And I think it might conclude, or at least this first story arc might conclude with issue 5 or maybe 6. I haven't seen any solicitation for a final issue yet anyways, but I like the artwork. Story is good. Aliens Dead Orbit by James Stokoe. I really like the hyper detailed artwork here, and it's if you can see, it's basically the same inside, so it's not just the cover that's this hyper detailed, and it's very thrilling. He kind of captures some of the horror that the Alien franchise is, even though it's not as dark as the films might be sometimes. I really like it, and it's a mini series of 4 parts, so yeah, I'm gonna pick them up too. But in July it will conclude, so from July on I will have a smaller haul each month at least. But yeah, I like it. The Old Guard, issue 3. I like the artwork, but it's better in dark scenes. So when it's nighttime or inside where it's dark, the coloring is better in those scenes, and I like the story. In this one we get Nile, who's the new baby in the story. Not baby, but she's basically referred to as a child, even though she's a grown woman, since she hasn't. This is the first time she has died and come back. And in this one, you get some good backstory to Booker, and you get a heartfelt declaration of love between 2 characters, and you get to see Andy, badass Andy. And you get to see what happened at the end, or what was the end of the second issue, and then they go to one of their safe houses basically. I really like it. It shows promise, and it will take a pause after issue 5 and then return in early 2018. So it's gonna help me reduce my pull list at least for a while. Captain Marvel issue 4. I have struggled with this series. I really wanted it to be good. I haven't been interested in the characters. The artwork is fine, but it has been feeling like just a big waiting game for the Secret Empire event going on. So that's why I dropped it. I don't want to pick up the Secret Empire. I haven't read any of the issues before it, so with those characters involved in the event, so that's why I dropped this. And I didn't really feel the characters, and I didn't really like what they had done with the characters. So I'm not gonna pick it up. I might revisit it in trade later on, but with all the events, I don't know if I'm gonna continue. But maybe later. Batwoman issue 1 and issue 2. These are basically continuing what they set up with the Rebirth one-shot. They are basically exploring the lost years, as they refer to them, from when she got kicked out of West Point and became Batwoman later on. So these lost years are explored through flashbacks. So I guess that they will do this when it suits the story, and I like it. The artwork by Stephen Epting is awesome. Coloring is great. Story is well written by Marjorie Bennett and James Tynion IV. So yeah, I really like it, and I can't wait to see what they do with the series, with at least for the first story arc. I think it's gonna be 5 or 6 issues. So yeah, Batwoman issue 1 and 2. Just a couple more issues. We have Hulk issue 5, and I thought this was gonna conclude the story arc, but I was wrong. I think they're going to do a 6-issue story arc. I really like the character Jen Walters, and now she can't hold back anymore. I think she needs to Hulk out to save herself and to save the people around the apartment building where she is at the moment. And it was somewhat what I thought it was gonna be, who the villain might be. I really like the series so far, so I'm gonna stick to it. Hopefully it's gonna be cancelled anytime soon, but you never know with Marvel. Depends on what the sales numbers are. I guess they are below 20,000 now, so or just around there, so it might be cancelled. Hopefully not. We'll see. Hopefully it's gonna turn out to be a great series in the long run, as well as it is now in the short run. Grass Kings by Matt Kindt and Tyler Jenkins at Boom Studios. I really like the series. It's basically this story about these two communities, the Grass Kingdom and this small town on the other side of a lake. And you get to see that this sheriff is basically the antagonist of the story, I guess. And there's this missing girl and this woman that shows up, and it's basically a character-driven story with this mystery of this lake. You get some flashbacks, not flashbacks basically, but history flashes, and the lake plays a big part in this story. And this is basically a Hatfields and McCoy's type feud between these communities, I guess. And it's a very cool, nice dynamic, and I'm interested to see what they do with the series. I'll at least give it a story arc to see what they do and what they show that they will do for the future of the series. So yeah, it's great to see a series like this and see what they do with it in the future. We'll see. Black Hammer issue 8. I really like the series. The artwork is awesome. The story is awesome. We get Golden Gale, I think her name is. Some backstory on her. And you get this daughter of Black Hammer asking the right questions. And at the end we get this cliffhanger that I did not see coming. And I am really excited to see what Jeff Lemire and Dean Ormström is going to do with the series, and hopefully it's going to be around for a long time in the future. Kill or Be Killed issue 8. Finally, this issue is back, or with Dylan we are back. I didn't mind those 2 other issues with exploring the world and giving some other characters some space in the series. I am happy that we are back with Dylan, of course, and in this issue we see that New York police are cracking down on white males in 25 to 35 and doing basically stop and frisks, and he is feeling the pressure here. Not just because of that, but also because he feels like he needs to find another target, as he calls him. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with his story arc. And I have a small theory about the series. And I think that they have already caught him, and he is retelling the story to the police officer in the interrogation room. That's what we are seeing basically through the narration and the panning and stuff like that. But that's maybe too far-fetched. But yeah, at least a theory. But I really like the series and I want to see more of it. The artwork is fantastic as well, and the coloring by Elizabeth Breitweiser is awesome. And the final issue of this haul, it's Exo Manowar by Valiant and Matt Kint and Thomas Dirello. Even though the premise is somewhat familiar, I really like this issue. I really like the story. Artwork is stunning, coloring is great. I really like the series so far. It's just two issues in, and I'm in for a long haul here, and I want to read more Valiant. In this issue we get to follow Ark and a band of warriors trying to infiltrate the city and take down this tower with an array on it that can signal the fleet in space. They want to capture the city without the city getting reinforcements from space basically. And yeah, I can't wait for the next issue in this series. I really like it. So thank you guys for watching this long haul in 2 parts, and hopefully you stuck through the end of this. And if you did, thank you for watching, and see you in another video. If you have any questions about these books, if you have any suggestions, just leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Until next time, have a great week of reading, and bye bye.